I'm a resident of Richfield, and for 25 years I lived in this country without papers, but I've never lived in it without purpose. For almost 2 decades I've organized. I helped build the largest Latino GOTD operation in the state, running trainings in church basements. I helped pass the Minnesota DREAM Act and organize for DACA, for driver's licenses, for health care. And I helped build a democratic infrastructure that immigrants can own, that we can run, and that answers to us and our families. And in all that time and in all those years, I have never once been able to cast a ballot myself, until today. I have spent 20 years helping other people find their voice at the ballot box, and today I'm finally finding my own. So believe me when I tell you, I know what a vote is. A vote is a prayer made public. And like every prayer, it means nothing without the works that follow. When the Laken Riley came to the floor, a law that turned shoplifting charges into a cage, a neighbor into a target, a mother into another number in a cell, one Minnesota Democrat voted yes. She told us it wasn't about deportation during the debate last week. She was right. It was about detention, indefinite detention, no bond, no hearing, no end date, so that corporations could line their pockets out of our generation of pain. And she stood by that vote for 1 year, while people slept under lights that never went off, waiting for a country to remember that we are human. And we remembered. In Minnesota, remembered. Regret is not a time machine. It cannot undetain a child. It cannot rebuild what was destroyed during Metro Surge. Cannot bring our dead and the thousands of detained immigrants back. So allow me to define the word for the Lieutenant Governor's opponent. Courage, Congresswoman Craig, is not the apology you write after the damage. Courage is leading with your whole heart out loud when your voice shakes, when standing for people's rights could cost you something. Losing a seat to protect the vulnerable, that is a legacy worth leaving. Reach for a higher one while your vote helped fuel the crisis Minnesota rose up against. That's not a legacy. That is a betrayal of the Constitution itself, of due process, of equal protection, the basic human dignity that every right this country swore to protect. I don't need a senator who finds her heart after the funeral. I need one who never had to look for it. My father left everything he knew so that his family could be free. That is courage. And nobody knows it better than immigrants, than indigenous people, and the working families who build this state every day. The families that chase ICE, that crave help to bring chaos to us, out of Minnesota. Peggy Flanagan has stood in that fight with us, out front and unafraid, modeling one thing: be louder about who you are and what we stand for. So here is what today means to me. The first vote I will ever cast in my life, the very first, I am casting for the next senator, Peggy Flanagan. Minnesota, that is the difference between a cynical politician and a history maker. Peggy Flanagan will be the first Native woman to ever sit in the United States Senate. And to every first-time voter, to every daughter and son of immigrants holding a ballot for the very first time, hear me. Our ancestors crossed deserts and oceans and whole decades carving a future in this unforgiving North, so that one day a child of theirs could stand exactly where you are. That ancestor might never get a chance to vote, but that was never the dream. The dream was you, walking through doors that were locked to them, holding chances they were never offered, standing in rooms built to keep them out. Today, we cast our vote for them. Pick up the pen they never were handed. Sign your name in the place they were kept out of. And check the box for Peggy Flanagan, because some debts are too sacred to repay with money. We repay them with the audacity, the sheer nerve to believe that people like us were always meant to decide who governs. And there's nothing more audacious than walking in and cast a vote some sword we will never hold. We are casting it for a woman whose ancestors this country also tried to bury and could not. My people have a saying. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know we were seeds. The first people of this land sent to the United States Senators, the first people of this land sent to the United States Senate by its newest people. The buried blooming, the erased choosing, the ones they wrote out of history, writing the next chapter together. We have waited generations for this moment, and we will not waste it. We will not face it alone, because standing beside us the whole way has been a fighter who never once demanded us to wait at the door. The next vote you'll hear next is the one we've been waiting for. Please welcome the next United States Senator from the great state of Minnesota, Peggy Flanagan.